Welcome back to the Dining with Nadiva show, where every seat at the table has a purpose. I am your hostess with the mostest, Nadiva. And today I'd like to introduce my amazing co-host, Miss Delise, my godmama, sitting here all beautiful and everything. And of course, my cousin. Welcome back, Bert.
Thank you.
Welcome back, and welcome back, godmama.
Thank you.
I've had you for 3 weeks now. This is amazing. I love it. No, 4 weeks. 4 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm enjoying myself.
Awesome. It's like you
It's
never
your
left.
birthday month.
Oh, come on now. Wait till y'all see these birthday pictures.
You had fun?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I had an amazing time. But no, I'm
Yeah.
good. No, because
Yeah.
I'm good. Because I'm holy. So it's, I'm righteous. It wasn't nothing I would be ashamed of God. I mean, he going to see it anyway. But anyway, y'all hated it.
Anyway.
Look, we're going to give you a little glimpse of my little trip. Take a look. Hello. Look around that. It's the end of my vacation. What an amazing experience with amazing people. I feel the Jamaican blood boiling in my veins, and I am super honored to be a part of this amazing heritage and history of this beautiful island. We have so much in store to show you and share with you, but I just want to say thank you to my family, my father, for birthing me here, and to my amazing friends who were able to share this experience with me. It means so much to share this. So I thank you all. I can't wait to hear all your feedback. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're going to come to Jamaica. And if you do, shout out to Princess Census in Mangrove. Tell them your girl, Nadiva from the Dining with Nadiva show sent you. Okay, see if you get yourself some discounts. I love y'all. Come to Jamaica real soon, okay? One love, one heart. Let's get together and be alright. Come to Jamaica and be alright. Okay, now we're back. Okay, and today's conversation is about something many of us pray for, and we're gonna just jump right into the topic. And what many people pray for is peace. We ask God to give us peace, protect our peace, and restore our peace. But what if the peace we're praying for requires boundaries we're afraid to set? Can saying no actually be one of the most loving things you could do for yourself and for others? Let's talk about it. But before we delve into the topic, we do have a look at my cousin.
Right.
Yeah.
Gobbledygook.
I know.
Is that a word?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It is. So today's word of the day. Go ahead, Godmama.
It's gobbledygook.
Gobbledygook?
Gobbledygook. Yeah, it's a language of communication that is confusing, overly complicated, or difficult to understand. Gobbledygook. So, for an example, instead of clearly communicating her boundaries, she used so much gobbledygook
That's what's
that
going on.
no one understood what she meant.
I thought it was
You say-
goobly-goo.
No. Gobbledygook is a word.
Okay.
Right, Godmama?
That's what it says. I'm just reading it phonetically.
Okay, so we got to use...
Sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
I know mumbo jumbo.
Wait.
I know that. Gobbledygook.
Yeah. Of gobbledygook.
Okay.
Gobbledygook. So like I speak a little gobbledygook when I'm trying to communicate with some of my coworkers that are Latin. Because a lot of them, they like to communicate amongst each other within their native language. I don't know the language, but I do know the melody of the language.
Melody.
That's
The melody.
gobbledygook.
That's gobbledygook. Yes, it is. I'd be like, they be talking and I'd be like, yo, mira, que te la cara chacha, la miki, la cara si, te no me cara meti la cara, and then me cara si, la cara,
Yeah.
What
And
was
they're
that?
like,
That was real?
Nothing.
yeah, nothing. It's
Gobbledygook.
gobbledygook.
Yes.
Okay.
It's but every once in a while there will be a word that comes out of that somewhere.
Like buenas.
And yeah, no, and they be like, don't say that word.
Cállate la boca.
Yeah, don't say that. I don't know I'm
There you
saying a
go.
bad word or not, but that's our word of the day. So we're gonna go to Dee Dee's Corner, and then we're gonna come right back and jump right into this topic, okay?
Hey everyone, it's your girl Asia, and welcome to Dee Dee's Corner. Your quick vibe check in the middle of the show. Summertime is right around the corner, and you know your girl got your merch here, okay? We have a stemless wine glass. We have a mason jar mug. We also have a mason jar mug that comes with a straw and a cap, a lid for all of those to-go drinks. And then we have our standard Dining with Nadiva mug. Yes, you too can stay divine at any time with our mug. Contact us, hit that link below. You could get any of these in a style and a bedazzled and a name that's featuring you. That's the one you love, star, diva, queen, however you like it, empress. You know what I mean? We can put it on a mug. We can put it on a glass. We can put it on a mason jar. Okay? So click the link below and let me know. This is where our conversations get real and our community gets realer. After that, let go.
All right. Thank you, Asia, for your Dee Dee's Corner. Be sure to purchase your merchandise today. Okay? You don't want to miss out on these great little things that I'm creating. But back to our topic today. One of the best parts about the Dining with Nadiva show is that it's built about conversations that matter. Many of those conversations begin with you. We want to hear your stories, your questions, and the topics you would like to discuss in future episodes, whether it's relationships, faith, business, family, personal growth, or life's toughest challenges. Send us a message or leave a comment. Your idea could inspire our next conversation around the table. And don't forget, at Dining with Nadiva's merchandise collection is coming soon, so make sure you stay connected with us on all social media platforms for all the latest updates. And thank you for continuing to be a part of our growing family. Today's Diva Table topic is everybody wants peace, but nobody wants boundaries. So with that being said, why do y'all feel that so many people feel guilty when they have to say no or set healthy boundaries? I always say this: no is a complete sentence. Mm-hmm. Do y'all agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I better.
Why do you think that people say no and feel guilty when setting those kind of healthy boundaries?
I think they don't want to say no because they don't want to hurt people's feelings. They don't want people to not like them. They feel afraid or intimidated to say no.
Yeah.
So they don't. And then they're unhappy that they didn't say no because they've allowed situations that could have been avoided had they said no. That's even in the workplace.
Right.
That's everywhere. With your children, anywhere, everywhere, all situations, young, old, race, it doesn't matter. People don't like to say no.
You know, that's a good point. And they're saying, they don't want to say it, but they're saying it inside, right?
Right.
It's inside, but they can't get it out their mouth.
Yeah.
Because they're worrying about feelings, like you said. I think in business, like some of the best business decisions that I've made were the ones I said no to.
Right.
Right? Because if you're always saying yes, you're always, thinking about other people other than yourself or your family, et cetera, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it.
I remember having an interesting conversation with someone at the school that I currently work at in Panama. And I asked the question, why is it so difficult for you here to receive no from me? And they were like, we don't really say no. We just try to fix it. And I said, I can't fix all of these. It's almost like holes. I said, I'm going to be like Twister trying to put my hand over all of these holes when I could just say, no, we're not going to do this, or no, that's not going to work. And someone asked me, well, don't you ever worry that people won't like you if you say no? I said, absolutely not. They talked about Jesus. Why wouldn't they talk about me?
Hello.
I don't care. I said, I can't, base my outcome on your feelings. They're your feelings, and I want you to have them and manage them. But that doesn't reflect me and who I am and what I need to do. I need to tell you no because I'm thinking about the bigger picture, and not just about what you want. So I have to tell you no.
What about regrets? Have you ever regretted saying yes to something that you should have said no to?
Absolutely.
Look at my face.
Absolutely.
I don't know, my glasses on.
Y'all want to expand a little bit? Y'all want to expand on that a little bit? Godmama, you seem like you got...
No, I'm just saying, I can say no now because I've had to learn the hard way of the ramifications of not saying no when I could have said no.
Yeah.
So many things I could have avoided had I just said no. This doesn't suit me. This doesn't work for me. This is not what's best for me. This is not what's best for the organization. And because I didn't say no repeatedly on different occasions, I had to experience the wrath of others or situations failing when I could have just said, no, I'm sorry, that's not going to work. No, we don't want to buy that product. It's not going to work. Oh, she's so nice. She works so hard. She's so friendly. It doesn't work.
Well, I think that people have to have courage. Some people don't have that inner strength, and they worry really a lot about what people think. See, when you have experience and after years of going through the hard times because you said yes, it's easier for you to say that.
Right.
But you see some young folks, or even people who have been around for some time, they just can't get the courage to deal with, you may hurt someone's feelings, but the bigger picture is more important than that immediate feeling of they feel upset or sad that you said no, right? And you have to have courage to do that. But a lot of people, there's so many people, whether it's business or just in friendly relationships, that someone had said yes to something and they really didn't mean it. Think about being on the other side. That person said yes, they didn't mean it, and they didn't perform the way they should have performed, and they actually probably couldn't, but they didn't know how to say no. So sometimes now, especially in business, I will tell people, listen, don't tell me what I want to hear, or don't just say yes to say yes. If you can't do it, let me know.
Right.
Because people, they just don't want to let people down.
And you really cannot live or lead based on other people's expectations of what you can and cannot do.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's unfortunate. Whether it's, and when we look at our kids, we want to train them up appropriately, and we have to let them know that, listen, you cannot think about what other people are thinking. You have to think about what you're trained to do, what you know to do, what's the right thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that we see in a lot of individuals. They struggle with this, which is why it's a topic. But you have to set boundaries. You have to say no. And some will just have to go through it.
Yeah, right. Like you were saying,
yeah,
sometimes
you
just got to go through it. Now, how can some of these boundaries actually improve, marriages and friendships and families and even working relationships? How? Because I'm sure that there are a lot of people, even in the workplace, that may have a boss that kind of, might overextend themselves or force them to stay at work late, or they're constantly, but they're so afraid of their job and losing their job, they just don't know how to say no. How can boundaries actually improve those type of relationships at work and in marriage and friendships?
I think boundaries are almost synonymous with expectations, because now I'm clear on what you want from me and what is permissible and what is not permissible. And I think I can thrive better knowing what's expected of me.
Right.
Especially in a workplace, even in a relationship.
Yeah.
I know you're definitely not going to do that. Right? Because you already said, this is how much we spending.
Yeah.
We're not going over this amount. This is it. Then that's it. I already know what the boundary is, and I don't have to try to push the envelope.
Right.
You don't have to, I'm not trying to convince you, and you don't have to feel uncomfortable telling me no, because you already made it clear of what the expectation is. That is the boundary.
Can I ask you a little something personal? Because now your kids are grown and they are establishing their own peace and boundaries. As adults, how did you manage that as your kids evolved into adulthood? How do you all respect those boundaries, the peace, all that stuff?
Well, one thing I think works for us is that I was never my children's friend. And I established that very early, that I am friendly, but I am not your friend. And the moment that I become your friend, I lose a right to parent you. And so when we are friends, we talk about things, we hang out, we do things. But then if I have to parent you, no matter how old you are, you can't receive it from me because I was hanging out with you or doing whatever that I would do with a girlfriend. Right? And so I enjoy my kids, I love them, but we have boundaries.
Right.
And I could go on vacation. My daughter bought a car for me. You understand?
Right.
We have a good time, but we all know I am the mother.
Right.
And you are my child at 33, 31, and 29.
Wow.
We're not friends. These are the boundaries. And so everyone, I know them, they know me.
Right.
And so I know that certain things, I don't provoke them to anger. When they say no, just because I'm the mother doesn't mean that they can't tell me no. When I came here, I had my daughter's makeup bag in my bag, and she came in my room just to chit chat. And she says, "Oh, you pulled your Neverfull out, right?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Is that mine?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "And thank you, and don't take it." And she took it out. And I just had to be boundaries. Because I took it without her permission.
Right.
And I couldn't be mad. How I'm going to be mad that she took what belonged to her? I had no business trying to take it out of the house.
Right.
I didn't expect her to see it in my
Right. She
bag.
said, "You ain't gonna disrupt
but
my
she
peace
saw
today.
it.
Let me take this
and
back."
she was like, "Why do you have that in there?" I was like, "Because you have a bronzer that I want to wear." And she was like, "Well, not today."
Oh.
And she took it out of my bag and still sat there, and we chit-chatted. And I was a little salty at first, but then I had to remind myself, it doesn't belong to me. And I touched her things without her permission. So to her, it feels like I violated her space. She told me, "No, I got to be okay with that." That's a perfect example.
And next time, all you gotta do is just ask.
Right. I should have been like, "Junie, can I use your bronzer?" See, I don't have on any bronzer.
It's all good. Still look beautiful.
She took it back. Huh?
She took it out of my
Took
purse.
it back. I think your kids are adults.
Yours are
I think
becoming adults.
Yeah, when you get them going from young teens and getting into young adults, that gets a little trickier because that's when those boundaries change a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I go in the room, my daughter is having a tough time, and I'm in there, and she's like, "Dad, I need some time." I'm like, "What do you mean you need some time? I'm here. I'm talking to you. Listen, we got to talk." "Dad, I really need some time." I had a hard time with my daughter telling me she needed time, and I had to take 2 steps back out of her room. Boundaries. But I thought it through and realized, she's a little adult. She needs her time. She wasn't disrespectful.
Yeah.
She asked in a proper way. And that's when
You just weren't prepared for that.
I wasn't prepared for that. I'm not going to lie to you. That was something that taught me, okay, my kids are growing up and they are little humans and they are going to be adults and they do have there are boundaries for parents. And I think that, you know, when we raise our kids appropriately, and you set boundaries from an early age, you know, it makes it easier as you go older. But you do have to learn as you go because it changes.
Yes,
and I
it
think
does.
that was one of the biggest things with me and my daughter. And, you know, my son, he does his own streaming. He's a big streamer. Shout out to Braxton with his streaming.
Hey, Braxton.
He streams and he has a big following. And, you know, for me, it's like almost ready to bust in the room and be right on camera with him. What's going on?
Yeah, he's like, no, Dad, boundaries.
Hey, boundaries. You know, like showtime on the door.
Oh, wow.
And again, you have to give a little bit of respect to that because, you know, it's only right? We have to respect boundaries, and then they learn how to respect boundaries, et cetera. So,
And because of doing that, you keep the peace.
Absolutely.
So then she knows that she can trust you, because if she says, Daddy, I need a few minutes, just because you want to talk about it right now, give me a minute to process
That's
it.
right.
That's all she's saying.
That's
I'm
all
not
she's
saying I'm going to be disrespectful. I'm not rude. I'm not saying I don't want to talk, but give me a minute just to like digest it and think about what I want to say or ask, right? And so you keep the peace in your household.
Yeah, but growing up as a Caribbean kid, them boundaries was a little different.
You don't have no boundaries.
Them boundaries was different.
Yeah, you don't
so
have no
I had to
boundaries.
adjust a little bit over time because I didn't want to, you know, not everything.
You didn't want to get one lick.
Yeah, one lick. That's why.
Or have your door taken off the hinges. 'cause I've done that.
all type of stuff.
Yeah, my parents did that to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did they get that from you?
No,
Oh.
wait, I don't know.
'Cause they did that to me.
Because I did it.
Yeah, but I think for parents, I think it's that turning point in the relationship when you actually realize, wow, my child is old enough to make their own decisions,
Right.
establish their own peace and their own boundaries. Like that's a real, but still, you know, like even with my parents and my mom, like I respect her. She respects my boundaries as an adult woman. I respect her as my parent. And like you said, she's never been my friend. She was always my mother. I like those type of boundaries that she sets because I never, even if I slightly start to go over that line, and you've seen me go over that line, and you even corrected me, but I've tried that. And one time, I tried a little bit too hard, and that's when I got that, the knees on my chest. And her hands around my throat, and she's saying, "Say hello to Jesus for me. Say hello to Jesus for me." See, I don't want to go here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see Jesus. I don't want to see Jesus right now. You know, but yeah, no, I do. I feel like that in the parenting and child relationship, that's a huge kind of a epiphany to kind of have about yourself and about your child and your relationship.
And that needs to carry over into the workplace, even in your
Absolutely.
friendships.
I was going to say that. How that carries over into your friendships, into your workspace, even into like my group of friends, most of them are married. I'm the only single one. I still like to create healthy boundaries and also be respectful. So I understand when they can't go out till certain times of the night, you know. They've had to create certain boundaries in our relationship now that I have to respect because I don't want them to go home and then they got like it's not peaceful now,
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
because
that's
I've been
not
hanging
cool.
out with Nadia the
That's not cool.
Singlewood. No, it's not. But how can we honor God by loving people while we're also protecting the peace He's given us?
I think that by setting the boundaries automatically for yourself to maintain the peace that you've been praying for, it's like, Lord, can you please give me your peace? I want to live in this spirit of giving grace and giving grace to myself.
Right.
But then you don't even honor your own boundaries, then you're not honoring God.
Right.
Right? How do you pray for something and then do the complete opposite of what you have prayed or asked for? You know, so that's something to definitely think about and consider. You know,
Wow.
you can't pray for something and then when here's the opportunity to demonstrate, are you ready? Nope, not at all.
Yeah, that's why they say be careful what you pray for. You know, how do you feel about that, guys? How can we honor God by loving people while also protecting the peace that He's given us? I always say I can love people from a distance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know, I think the concept of peace is everything. And you know, when you pray for peace and you want peace in your life, it goes hand in hand. You have to have boundaries. You have to let people know where you are and make sure they meet you where you are. There's as I've gotten older, that has become more and more a important part of my life, saying peace.
Yeah.
I need to have peace, because over the years, you go through so much work, relationships, and there's a lot of ups and downs with that. But, you then start to look at, okay, I need to have peace in my life because I'm getting older, because I want to have a certain lifestyle. This is, when people go to church and they pray, they're praying for a more peaceful life. That's how I look at it. And the only way you can do that is to set boundaries, communicate to people what you're looking for. And if they go beyond that, you have to let them know.
Yeah.
So we can set boundaries, but then
Right.
when people go past the boundary, do you
Speak your
say
truth.
anything?
Right.
Yes, you have to.
You got to speak your truth and let them know. So communication, that's one of the biggest things with all
Yeah.
of this, right? That we talk about here. It's communication and being willing to communicate, even if it's hard.
Yeah. I like that. I like that answer.
Yeah, I like that you said before about being courageous. The Lord commands us to be courageous. Have I not commanded you to be strong and courageous? Joshua 1:9. You have to be. You cannot live your life being timid and afraid. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, and I don't want to say that's not my intention. But what I have to say just might hurt your feelings, but it's coming from a place of love.
Of love.
I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to be malicious, but I still have to operate in my own truth.
Right. That makes so much sense. And I do a lot of reflection on me and my mother when it comes down to that. But this was a very good topic, because I feel like a lot of people struggle to create those healthy boundaries. I mean, there's a whole book about boundaries that my mother read. She said it was very good. I should probably read it too. So I hope that you all, took away some positive feedback from this. If you're struggling in any areas of your life, establishing boundaries with whatever type of relationships you're trying to create, let us know. You can also DM me personally. We can discuss it. But I believe peace is very important. Also to have within yourself and within your relationships. And of course, no matter what, God's peace. I have a scripture specifically for this topic, and thank you both for these amazing shares and sharing your story. That was very, very deep, very, very deep. But I was in Proverbs 4:23, and it reads, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Boundaries don't push people away. They protect the life God is building within you. Peace doesn't happen by accident. It happens through wisdom, discernment, and healthy decisions. Setting boundaries isn't about loving people less. It's about loving God, yourself, and others in a healthy way. When you constantly sacrifice your peace to make everyone else comfortable, you eventually lose the strength to become who God created you to be. Don't be afraid to say no to what drains you, even if it is man. I
can't do it.
I was just saying. All these dating apps. Don't be afraid to say no to what drains you, so you can say yes to what God is calling you to. Sometimes the most spiritual things you can do is protect the peace that God has placed in your heart. And ladies and gentlemen, you always remember, it's not up to that man or that woman to protect your heart. It's up to you. Okay? So, like I said, I hope you had some positive takeaways from this. Please feel free to share your thoughts, comment, ask some questions, and either myself, my cousin, or of course my godmother will get back to you as well. But I thank you so much for watching. How did you guys feel about this topic today?
I feel great.
Yeah?
I feel real peaceful right now.
Good, I do too.
Shout out to Braxton. Braxton Max on multiple platforms.
Yeah, send me your streamers.
What's in Twitch?
Send me your followers,
Something.
Braxton.
All of them. YouTube,
Yeah. And shout out the kids.
TikTok.
Shout out the kids.
Shout out to
IG.
Kayla, Kyle, and Kai.
Kyle is a grown man.
Yes, Kyle is 6'3", 215 pounds.
I remember
all muscle.
he was like this. What he used to say to you about me?
He said, that's my godmother.
No, God's sister.
Mommy.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Kyle and all everybody. Kayla's the one thing too.
Yes.
And Miss K, she's the baby.
Yes, Kai is the baby.
Kai. They're all the K's.
Yes.
Yeah, Delise wasn't
I like
playing.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember when Kai was in your belly.
Yeah.
And she was kicking.
Back down memory
Yeah.
lane.
She was Kai and Kyle. I remember when
Both of them.
Yeah.
You were singing over there? That was pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, my
That's
God.
how we met. In the choir.
I'm about to sing. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
No way. Y'all crazy.
All right.
You
You wasn't blessed with that gift.
I was going to give you that Boys to Men.
Yeah.
You know, I would get the Boys
You
to
kind
Men.
of remind me of the guy with the deep voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
Michael?
go through the mall and then be like, "Is that you?" I'd be like, "No."
Oh God, Jesus
Deep
Christ!
voice. No.
Break out the cane next time. You might be a little bit more believable.
Protect your peace.
Yeah, protect your
Let's get back to
peace.
it. That was a bunch of gobbly gum.
Oh my God! Let's get out of this gobbledygook. I think I just made up a word, but anyway, that was good. Gobbledygook. Yeah, that's what I just said. All right, y'all. Listen, we gotta get out of here because we got places to go, people to see, things to do. But until the next time, y'all, stay divine.